Signed up with Hot Import Nights, which is they run shows all over the States. This gives the game a kind of framework in which the Juice game can build itself. When you're racing, you can bet against other drivers like you can in Juice 1. We've also introduced a spectator betting mode where we can have up to 1,000 players online, all spectating one race. Now, the really cool thing about that is that the odds of this race actually change while the race is going on. So you can place bets, you can place a number of bets on a race during the race. So if one guy wipes out, his odds are immediately wiped out. So you might want to put some money on another driver to try and recoup your losses. And that's really, really cool.
The ultimate goal of the player in the game is to reveal the mystery behind this Chernobyl disaster. Where do mutants come from? What is this anomalous energy? There's plenty of riddles in there for the player to solve. The game is coming out really soon, 22nd of March. Yeah, we'll take a bit of rest, and after that we'll continue with something next, I think. We think of an expansion pack at this point, but we haven't made a final decision yet, so we'll figure it out.
When we first started KS Studios, we were focused on the single player right off the bat because we knew we could do multiplayer well. So for the Xbox 360, it's 32 plus multiplayer. We're saying 32 plus because we know we have the ability now, working with Microsoft XLSP, setting up these servers to actually connect in. PC, we're up to 64 players. PS3, we're actually trying to shoot for the 32 players as well. Can't go into the final designs that we have right now, but we're still looking into them. But the access controller, of course, you have vehicles that fly. Now we have these drones that are remote control drones. Imagine what you can do with the actual 6-axis controller. It's really cool. It's coming out in fall 2007, and it's just awesome. It's really, really exciting. It's a kick-ass game.
Wii players can expect a great title that was built for the Wii. So as Remy, you get to drive around, run around, scurry around, climb on things, crawl on things, use your tail whip as your basic weapon. So just a flick of the stick is all you need to be able to use your tail whip. We've also built 5 specific games for the Wii that really take advantage of the nunchuck controller and the Wiimote, where you really use the tilt and the ability to point and grab things and actually use the controller really to interact with the game. They can see Ratatouille coming across the Wii at the end of June, this summer, 2007.
When people ask me about an expansion pack, I just look at them knowingly, but I don't answer the question. But we've got a lot of other projects in the works. We've moved out beyond PC. We've got some console projects going on. On the console, people ask me, what genre are we talking about? And I tell them, it's no genre. It's an original work that is unlike any other, which is very exciting for us because these are the most difficult games to make, and they're the hardest to evangelize, if you will, and get the word out on. So we're very excited about it because we feel we've really got something fun and entertaining, and like I said at a conference a couple weeks ago, something that'll make you laugh, that touches some other emotions. So we're very excited about that. I am the worst at keeping secrets, but I am trying to keep it a secret and roll it out and surprise everyone with it, hopefully soon, hopefully this year.
All right, Chris, so we're here at Comic-Con, and tell me, what have you seen so far that's really interested you?
Well, I've seen that you have a costume, like you're all dressed as Bullet Witch, and I have nothing, so it's a little disappointing.
Aw, poor baby. Well, let's go find you one. So that's quite an impressive cosplay outfit you got there.
Yeah, this wasn't really what I had in mind.
Okay, so you're the only one on the IGN team that I know of that has been here 2 years in a row. Has it changed at all, or where do you see the New York Comic-Con going from this point on?
Well, last year was really a big mess. Like, there was way more people here than they could handle. And this year they've expanded, and they've definitely brought in a lot more, like, movie stuff. It's a lot better organized this year. So I think in a couple of years it's gonna compete with San Diego for one of the biggest comic shows in the country.
So, Rich, this is Comic-Con, and you are our comics guy. What are some of the big things you've seen on the show floor today?
Well, DC brought a countdown to the show, and they had previously announced it, but they hyped that up a bit. They still were pretty vague on the details. So, in some senses, DC's presence here was just recapping what we've already known. Marvel brought, on the other hand, some big announcements. They announced the Halo creative team, which is being done by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev, who did a legendary run on Daredevil. So that was pretty big news for all the IGNers out there.
So, Eric, tell me a little bit about the movies you've seen at the New York Comic Con, since you are our movie man.
Well, this year actually had a pretty big movie presence compared to last year. Fox Atomic was here with The Hills Have Eyes 2. They brought a couple of cast members. They brought Wes Craven, did some exclusive clips, so that was pretty cool. Lionsgate was also here with Hostel Part 2. They brought a couple of cast members, Eli Roth, and showed some gory stuff, so that was really cool. Producers Michael Uslan and FJ DeSanto were here, and they were talking about the Spirit movie, which is kind of low pro right now, but I'm really looking forward to that because Frank Miller's directing, and it's going to be based on Will Eisner's The Spirit character, done a la Sin City, so all digital backgrounds, very comic booky. So those are probably the three biggest movie-related events that I've seen that were very cool.
So there's a lot of comics and video game crossover lately. TMNT is one of those. What else is out there on the show floor that you've seen in regards to video games?
Well, there's definitely a bigger presence here than there was last year, and I would say it's like a comparable presence to what's at San Diego Comic-Con. I got to see a behind-the-scenes sort of Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer thing, and that's looking pretty cool. It's looking kind of like a Marvel Legends style game where you can like swap out and play all the characters, and they have like all kinds of cool combo moves and stuff. And then the other thing that's here that's got a high profile is The Darkness, the Mark Silvestri based Top Cow game, and that's kind of cool. It's like a first person shooter with like demon control on the side, so got to check that out in a special kind of exclusive thing with Mark Silvestri, and that was interesting. So I think I think the relationship's only going to continue, especially with like movie licensed products. You're going to see a lot of things that like kind of tie into all those worlds, and we'll be there to cover it all.
Show. Thanks for watching. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go in search of the Jessica Chobot limited edition action figure. In the meantime, send your comments and suggestions to weekly@ign.com, and don't forget to check out the boards and the blogs, and we will see you guys next week.